is pretty hard to believe. 3 Wisconsin middle school boys are being accused of sexual harassment. So what are the specific charges? Using the wrong pronouns, I kid you not. Now, here's what reportedly happened. In March, a student decided to start going by they, them. Okay. In April, the accused boys got into some verbal, argument over the whole issue. Well, the mother of one of the boys said the student was screaming at one of them to use proper pronouns, calling him a profanity. My son came up defending him, saying he doesn't have to use their pronouns. It's his constitutional right. The school then filed a Title IX complaint against all the boys involved. Here exclusively is 13-year-old Braden Rabideau and his mother, Rose, and Luke Berg, deputy counsel for the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty. Braden, how did this fight happen?
So there was a student in my music class that came out as non-binary and chose they, them as pronouns. The pronouns were extremely confusing to me, so I spoke to my mother, who said to call her by name. I tried to do that, but I accidentally slipped up and used the wrong pronouns, and before I knew it, I was slapped with a letter that said that I was accused with sexual harassment.
Oh, my. Rose, how did the school tell you about this?
Hi, Laura. Thank you so much for having us on. The elementary school principal gave me a call forewarning me that he was going to be sending an email over with the accusations. And as soon as I heard sexual harassment, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm thinking the worst: rape, incest.
It can't be incest, right?
Inappropriate touching.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
right.
Not, yeah. You thought it was something, crazy.
Horrible. Yes. And when I said, what is it that my son did? He said he didn't use the right pronouns. And I couldn't believe it. I was appalled. He told me I'd be receiving a letter, an email with a letter, and I received the email, and the letter was nothing more than a standard letter with a blurb that said sexual harassment for not using proper pronouns. No detail, nothing.
Now, I want to read a part of the letter, Rose, and your lawyer, Luke, can respond. The following allegations that potentially constitute sexual harassment after being informed that a student's preferred pronouns were they, them, redacted name, engaged in conduct based on gender identity toward the student, including using incorrect pronouns and conduct that was harassing in nature. Luke, using, I guess they call it misgendering, do they? That's sexual harassment. Is that typically covered by Title IX? I'm sure you can find some lefty judge somewhere who would say it is.
No, not remotely. And this is really troubling on a lot of different levels. First, schools cannot and should not be forcing their preferred mode of speech on their students, especially minor students. This is basic First Amendment 101 stuff. And second, even if a school district could compel speech, and they can't, they absolutely shouldn't be using sexual harassment charges as the bludgeon. It doesn't fit, and it's wildly out of proportion to what we're talking about. And third, the district's process here is also deeply troubling. They didn't provide any advanced warning to the parents, and they didn't even provide the details of the allegations before they interrogated the students. So if there's an issue with students, the first thing the school should do is reach out to the parents, get all the students in the room, and work through it. And none of that happened here. They just dropped Title IX charges on these students, and that's totally inappropriate.
Braden, have you had any disciplinary problems in the past? Targeting other kids, being mean to other kids, ever?
No. I mean, I'm generally a really shy person. I'm more to myself. I don't really interact with other people that I don't interact with on a daily basis.
Rose, your son does pretty well in school, I understand.
He does. He has always done well. He started school early. He has straight A's. He's looking forward to college. He wants to be a lawyer. And he's very concerned about what this is going to do with his permanent record.
Luke, this can't stand. This cannot stand.
Absolutely.
I mean, this could be going on to something really great in life, and this cannot stop him.
Yeah, this is totally inappropriate. And so we've asked the school district to immediately dismiss the charges, remove them from his record, and make changes to make sure that nothing like this happens again, because this is totally inappropriate. Middle schoolers should not fear punishment for not complying with the current speech code, whatever that happens to be.
At Braden, Rose, Luke, we're going to be watching this very carefully. And this is why people have to get involved in their local school boards. This stuff has to stop. Thank you all.